what happens off camera because I know that's way more fun. But I would say this just from my own personal opinion. Like, I look at the two people on Instagram, you and Andrew Tate. What was it like meeting Andrew Tate?
What's it like being him?
I'm meeting him.
Oh, meeting him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I can't tell you that. I only met him once, and you know, he was actually like, you know, honestly, he was exactly how I expected him to be. Very sharp, polite, nice, like, you know, well-spoken, you know, very respectful. And that's how I actually thought he was gonna be. A lot of people would see him and expect him to be like a very different way, but like I've just met enough celebrities and seen enough like online persona or whatever, and I've seen a lot of his interviews. You know, like I saw his first Piers Morgan. And I saw his second one, and I like, you know, and I talked to him after the first one. I was like, you know, I'd just be a lot more combative if I were you. This guy's being an asshole. He's clearly trying to like get a gotcha moment, you know, and he's like not being your friend, and you're, you know, being too polite to this guy. Like, call him out. He's virtue signaling. Tell him he's virtue signaling, because that's exactly what he's doing. Tell him he's a douchebag. You know, because he was. You know, so it's like, you know, if the guy's acting like a jackass, tell him he's acting like a jackass. And the second time, I felt like it was night and day better, you know, because he was just like a lot more certain, and he went in there like a little bit more prepared, you know, and like Piers was trying to do that. He's going to try and like, you know, sabotage. He's got his whole team looking at everything he's done for the last 10 years. And I would have said that to him. I'd be like, listen, you know, it's real easy for you to sit here on your TV show that you're editing and try and like, you know, point out all the mistakes that I've made for the past 10 years. I guarantee you haven't been so perfect. Like, I trust the guys that lead with their worst. That's what I do. I lead with my worst shit. I don't try and convince you that I'm a great guy. Like, I may do good shit, but I'm not bragging about it. I worry about the guys that are bragging about all the good shit that hide all the bad shit, because those are the scumbags. Yeah. Those are the guys you got to watch out for. Like, I guarantee Piers got a closet. Skeletons. Yep. I promise you. Not me. I'm not worried about shit. I told you, ask me whatever you want in this interview, and I tell that to everybody. There's no questions that are off limits. There's no subject I'm worried about. I'm going to prepare. Like, I don't care, because I'm just going to tell you honest answer. I don't have to think about it, because it is what it is. Like, you know, it's like, we don't have to remember lies. We don't have to come up with some crafty answer. It's just like, okay, like, I haven't been perfect. I'm not trying to say that I was, and I don't think anybody is. So the more that you can just kind of own your mistakes and the shitty things about you, the more I'm going to trust you.
Yeah, the Piers Morgan interview, we actually went to London with Andrew when he did it. And I remember after, he was like, you know, I don't know how that interview went and everything. And, you know, and then it came out, and I looked at it, and it pissed me off a little bit, because I could see he had an agenda. He kept cutting Andrew off. I was like, this is fucking bullshit. But the YouTube comments never lie, man. And they roasted Piers Morgan for that. And I think Andrew, when it ended up coming out, and you can actually watch the full interview, everything, Piers Morgan, I think, actually made himself look really bad, which is why on the second interview, he toned it back, was a lot more respectful, let him finish the sentences, etc. So, you know, the people aren't stupid. They always see the jump cuts, they see the edits, and they see when you're trying to push an agenda or virtue signal. So, thankfully.
I also think Andrew stood up for himself the second time more. And bullies respond better to that. You know, a bully gets more and more empowered every time you kind of like dance around something, and they feel like they can get you, or, you know, they can just keep cutting you off. You know, that's what Piers has, like, bully, you know, mentality. It's like, okay, we're going to raise our voice, we're going to cut somebody off, we're going to fucking, you know, stand on this fucking, you know, virtue signaling fucking, you know, hill that we have. It's like, you know, he just does all this shit, right? And so I think he's not going to respect somebody. He's, you know, it's like, he's like a stripper to me. You know? Strippers don't have respect for themselves. So when somebody treats a stripper really good, that stripper loses respect for that
Facts.
person. You know? So like, but when you call them out and tell them they're a piece of shit, and they think that they're a piece of shit deep down, they'll actually respect you more. And that's why strippers always end up with fucking guys that treat them like shit, because they don't feel like they're that great. So when a guy treats them how they feel like they should be treated, then they respond better. It's kind of bad for the strippers, because, you know, it's like kind of a fucking, like, you know, recipe for unhappiness.
Thank you. Someone else said it. I've always said it. When you treat strippers well, they treat you like crap, because they're not used to guys treating them well, because, quite frankly, they know their POSs most of the time. It is what it is.
I mean, that's the thing, is like, somebody that doesn't think highly of themselves, it's very difficult to treat them well and get a positive result. If they don't think they deserve to be treated well, then you're just like, you know, digging yourself a hole.
Wasting your time.
Facts.